Alright, so here's the official start, everybody, of the Bearded Brothers Talk Show. First official video. You got me, King Fieldsyy, your boy Steven, and I got my buddy Venro here, Laverne. We're going to be doing this talk show hopefully every Saturday about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And of course, you'll see it come up on YouTube, probably on Sundays from now on. But everybody knows me for the most part. Steven, we're going to be hitting anime and everything with this. But I'm going to let Vern get a little introduction for himself in, and then you're going to hear two of our favorite, well, top favorite anime. Not even our favorite, because we can't choose one. Go ahead, Vern.
No, that is true, but my name's Vern. Well, Laverne, but everybody calls me Vern. Me and this fool right here have known each other since high school. And let's face it, we do a lot of dumb junk. We really do. Whether it's anime related, workout related.
Facts.
But it's always going to be a good fucking time. And those right there.
Come on, you got to hit your animes now. So we're going to start with our two top favorites. I'm going to let Vern go first with two of his favorites. And then, actually today we're going to be talking about 2020 actual anime. We're going to go into 2021 anime expectations, what we think about them that are already out, new seasons, everything.
Don't forget about a little bit of some spoilers too, just a little bit.
Not really. I'm not going to hit too many spoilers this time. I can't do it. But spoilers alert for anybody who hasn't seen any new anime right now.
Exactly. Like with me, my all-time two favorite will got to be Yu Yu Hakusho and Cyborg 009. Yu Yu Hakusho simply for the fact being is you used to catch it every, Friday or Saturday on Toonami. Cyborg 009 was the same thing.
Honestly, those are two great animes. I love Yu Yu Hakusho myself. But when it comes to my two top favorite animes, honestly, I'm going to have to go with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Brotherhood! If you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, you know there's not just Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and there's Full Metal Alchemist. You watch Brotherhood if you love the exact story, everything. Is a great anime. Then, of course, Fairy Tail. Who doesn't love Fairy Tail? Yeah. It's honestly, unless you just hate the power of friendship and love as an argument, fuck it.
But you made very valid points on that right there, because as we all know, you can't really knock Fairy Tail for what it is. And then the fact being of once you've seen it all the way through, there's so much that is like, oh.
Right? And
oh.
If you haven't seen it, of course, we're not going to spoil too much into those. We'll go into detail for another show. But we're going to start with our main topics of new anime right now. We got a couple picked out here. This 2020 winter, fall season anime, new seasons, and coming into 2021. First up, we're going to talk about Black Clover. It's a continuation, but it's really been hitting a new arc and new chapter right now of the anime.
It's all still in one season in the anime. If you actually go look it up, it's still season 1. And it's just going and going and going, but it has not disappointed this entire time.
Oh yeah, and let's be honest, anybody who's watched anime, you know, this is a new season because there's a new fucking intro. Or at least there's just a new arc because there's a new intro in this bitch.
But the fact is, they've changed their intro so many times since this thing has been going.
Right.
So it's just like, everybody's got their own favorite. I forgot which, I think it's the 5th or 6th intro is my favorite one.
God, yes.
And then the other intro is right when they're introducing, for those of y'all that don't know, this is a minor spoiler, but it includes the devil in it. The all black one. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, the one that Asa beat or Asa's?
The one that Asa is supposed to be fighting.
Oh yeah, the new one from the Spade Kingdom.
No. The one he beat.
Okay, the one he beat. Okay. Yeah. That was actually a really good intro. You've seen a lot in that arc itself. And real quick, I know everybody's just like nerd talk or some things when it comes to this. We're going to end up hitting sports, places we've been, places we want to go, some food. Honestly, probably eventually fashion some too, because we both do dabble in it. But back to the topics. Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm hitting this one hard as fuck real quick. If you want to see a badass anime with great fights, and it's a newer shonen, you need to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I've been reading the manga since before it became released that it was going to be an anime. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you. Harris got me into it with Shonen, the Shonen app. So shout out to Harris for that. But Jujutsu Kaisen is such a great anime and manga. The fight scenes are great so far. Everything's... Honestly, overall, the anime has not disappointed and has lived up to the hype that the manga set. You can't be upset with it at all.
You're not wrong. It's like, I'm not into it fully, only simply for the fact being is because I've skipped around. But from what I have seen, dude,
right?
That shit is good.
Right.
It is so good. And you can't not say that it's like, all right, we're tired of seeing the same old type of fight scenarios in every other anime right here. Jujutsu Kaisen basically took what we're used to, threw it out the window, and said, you know what? We're going to give y'all motherfuckers something real to enjoy.
Let's be honest, their power scaling so out there. It's great. Of course, you have the standard shonen, the weird protagonist that's kind of an outcast, gifted already with some physical abilities. Then you have basically the emo kid that they always have as a co-star. The normal bullshit, but it's not just focused on that. It's focused on the sensei a lot too, because he is one of the most powerful fucking sorcerers in Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really great. I do recommend either reading the manga, watching the anime, or both if you really like it.
And then, not just to get slightly off topic, simply for the fact being is because, like, when you think of his master right now, I look at him as a little bit like Kakashi, because he can be so aloof at times. But everybody knows him, and everybody knows what he's capable of. All
right. I have to do this. I know you've probably seen this clip, or at least this episode. When they did the eye reveal in the anime
oh my fucking gosh!
It was perfect. They did it perfect. No cap. They did it perfect. But now to move on, I'm going to let you take this one, because this one you know a little bit more. ReZero. I'm not huge into it. I respect it. I like it, but I just haven't sat down to really get into it. So I'm going to let Vern take care of this one.
I mean, you got to think. Like, you wake up in a video game world, almost, because it gives you the feel of, like, Sword Art Online. Only difference is, every time he dies, he starts over from right before he died at, unless he gets to a save point.
So there's respawns, at least, in this one.
Yes, but it's like, he's going to keep dying. Like, if you've ever seen the first season, it's so fucking funny. And then you meet the twins, Rem and her sister.
Yeah.
Rem has such a huge fucking hard-on for my boy. He don't want her. He wants the other damn girl that don't even want him. I'm just like, bruh, go for the one that wants you. You basically is Naruto at this point.
Honestly, though, for today's, nowadays society, that really fucking fits perfectly. Anime's picking that up in cultures around the world that, yeah, she likes him, he doesn't like her. He likes her, she doesn't like him. That's fucking this day and age, this generation, no bullshit. We're not getting into that today. We'll get into that one for another episode.
And then you got to think about it right here. As it progresses, you see his character develop. Because when he first gets there, let's be honest, he's a bitch. He is a bitch. Just constantly complaining and all that shit right there is like, all right, what the hell am I watching? But I kept on going with it, and I was like, all right, you're doing good now. Not as much as progress as I wanted you to have, but you're making progress. Now, as into the second season, he made me proud. He made me so proud.
I got to get into it more. I've done like you, skipped around a little bit, but I plan on fully watching it. Now, ReZero's great. Now we're going to talk to a newer anime. This last season came out the first season came out last year. The second season comes out this year. The manga's done. The Promised Neverland. Oh, it is The Promised Neverland. Oh my god.
Whereas you have been doing both, I've only ever really watched some of it right there. I've never read any of the books so far. I haven't read any of the manga.
All right.
I need to get into the manga.
Alright, so I've watched some of the anime. I don't like the anime just because I don't like the style of the anime itself. I mean, it's a great story. I love the story. I love the manga. The manga is great. The manga is OP at some points. The manga is really, honestly, an underdog story, build up, set. And it's not even like there's OP power levels. There's none of that shit. It's literally just kids escaping from being food. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler for nobody who's seen it, but it's kids who have escaped from being food to demons, devils, whatever they're called, monsters.
And if you need a comparison, if you've ever seen the series Seraph of the End, that's basically
the
start of it is like that.
If you've watched the very first episode of Seraph of the End, basically take that and take it all the way through with Promised Neverland, where they're kids the entire time. I think the oldest they get is like 14, 15, maybe 16.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really good. It was a great manga read. If anybody wants to read more manga and doesn't want to go out and buy the individual books, I do recommend, just for Shonen, the Shonen Jump app. It's like $1.99 a month. You get 100 chapters a day. And I promise you, reading 100 chapters a day, you're going to get through a lot of fucking manga that way.
You really will.
Now, we're gonna save the one that we both know the best for last, and everybody's gonna love this one. But next is that time I got reincarnated as a slime. The only one I can't find the manga for, but the anime. When I tell you this anime starts out as an OP anime, the slime is just broken as soon as he gets into it. It starts off a little slow, but when you really get into it, the slime is broken. I want to know. Like, everybody says, oh, Goku's OP, Gojo's from Jujutsu Kaisen's OP. Nobody talks about the slime Rimuru. That bitch is broken as fuck.
And prime example of it is when he gave the goblins in the village their names, and he goes to sleep, wakes up, and everybody's fucking big as shit. Like,
they're
everybody,
tall and hobgoblins.
I was like, what the fuck just happened?
No, literally, the newest season, if you honestly watch the first season, watch everything with it, it's great. But season 2, the newest season, it's already starting off a little slow and more democratic and so forth, because there's a lot with it. I don't want to spoil too much. But you literally see the motherfucker devour a big-ass OP attack that could wipe out half of a fucking area. I mean, it's not planetary or fucking universal like Dragon Ball's on, but when a character starts out as one of the most OP fucking characters in a show, you geek out.
You really do, and the fact is, it's just like, alright, who the fuck can challenge this dude? Because, obviously, he's got all the attacks you could ever think of. He's got all the defense. It's just like, I would say, I would have to basically compare it to Overlord.
True.
Because, let's face it, Ainz Algon is
OP.
Super OP.
There's only a few things that can beat him. Now, here's the thing that makes that time I got reincarnated as a slime great. Every nerd knows that a slime is the weakest fucking creature in any game, any show, anything.
Everything.
But they're just like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna make this little bitch OP as fucking the main character. Nah, fuck logic. This bitch is OP. He can devour anything. Small spoiler. This man ate a minor demon lord. Devoured him whole. The fuck is this shit?
And I'm just like, so, anybody gonna explain this shit to me?
Right!
Is anybody gonna explain this shit?
How do we fucking keep up with this shit?
But nobody explains. So we're left speculating and speculating and speculating, and I'm just like,
fuck. Well, I mean, he did technically absorb a dragon.
that is true. But a dragon ain't the same as a demon lord.
Technically, and I think in that anime, dragons are. I think they are. Like, the old, like, the one he did, the Tempest Dragon, I think it is.
We might have to look into that.
I'll have to double check that. Anyway, now, for the meat of our conversation, even more in detail. As old school goats in the anime universe. Thank you.
For over 30 years, this thing has been on. Yeah,
And it's still going.
Still
Dragon
going.
Ball Super. Going into the manga. Going into the last manga arc. To the newest manga arc. To the end of where they left the anime all fat. To the Broly movie. And I'm sorry if you haven't seen the Broly movie. You're missing the fuck out. It is great.
I've seen it twice. I actually paid money to go see it on the opening day and the day after with this fool right here.
You damn right we saw that bitch.
And it was fucking great!
Worth it. If you're a Dragon Ball fan or a 90s anime fan and you still love it, you have to keep up with it. Okay, so, basically, power levels are bullshit in Dragon Ball. You cannot ever try to make sense of Dragon Ball power levels, the Dragon Ball series. The only time you can make sense of this shit was back in the original Dragon Ball when Goku was a fucking kid.
That, and you also got to think about it as when they went into the Saiyan saga. Because remember, they were still using the Scouters then.
Yeah,
and into the Frieza saga when Frieza decided to transform. Because Vegeta thought at that point he was a Super Saiyan, but he wasn't. And then Frieza had to transform into that first form.
Final form.
No, remember Frieza, puny Frieza.
Puny Frieza.
When he was sitting in his little chair.
Oh yeah. Then you go to Frieza, big buff Frieza that
with his horns that makes him look like
Piccolo
his father.
can kind of keep up with. Then Frieza.
With the elongated head.
Yeah.
That was the one after that.
His third form is goofy as fuck looking. I don't even fucking talk about that form.
And then the final form is the one where he shrinks.
Right.
But it's the fact being right there. When he was in his second form, the one that makes him look like his father, King Cold, he even said, in this form right here, my power level is over 1 million. That shocked Vegeta because he said, no way. But that during that time frame right there in Dragon Ball, that's when you could basically gauge everybody's power levels at that time.
All I want to say is when you try to fight Dragon Ball characters versus other animes, you have to look at feats. I hate to admit it. It's a topic we said last night that I didn't really want to get on, but we have enough time to. One Piece. One Piece is one of the biggest anime running and still running right now. With 1,000 chapters in manga and over 1,000 in manga and almost 1,000 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Yamcha, the biggest joke of Dragon Ball series to date, can technically beat the One Piece universe. And the only reason is One Piece universe does not have no characters except maybe Whitebeard and Gold D. Rogers that were on planetary level.
Maybe Shanks, because you gotta think.
Maybe it's iffy, but anyway, Yamcha lost, of course, to Vegeta. Vegeta was planetary in the Saiyan saga. Vegeta in Namek was stronger. Still lost to Raccoon, who was above planetary. In the fucking Namekian saga, Yamcha beats Raccoon. Yamcha is planetary. Which is bullshit, but it's truthful. Yamcha is planetary.
But you gotta think, Yamcha was already dead. If this was the Yamcha on Earth, because after all that training with King Kai, that was the only way Yamcha was able to do this. If it wasn't for that...
Yes, but he did still go even beyond that in the Android saga. He did go even stronger because Tien was stronger than him. Krillin was stronger than him. But they still trained past that.
Exactly.
Which makes things so goddamn fucking annoying. I hate Yamcha because he is now just nothing but a gag character. He's just funny. Not even a gag character strong-wise. He's just the butt of every joke.
Exactly. Prime example, when they was doing the Tournament of Power in Super, Yamcha was thinking Goku was going to come to him to ask him to join the tournament. And Yamcha just looking around, expecting Goku to show up. That man, ain't nobody wants you because Yamcha slacked off on his training after all these years. Yamcha hasn't fought anybody. The only time you see Yamcha fight was in Otherworld when Kid Buu showed up after him and Krillin were already dead. Because in other world, that was the only time Yamcha wanted to actually train.
Right.
And Krillin even said it. It's like, back on Earth, you couldn't even get him to train. But here,
right,
he's another fucking person.
Here's my shit also. Yamcha played fucking baseball.
Yamcha's the only successful one of the entire group.
Besides Bulma. But Bulma
don't count, because Bulma was already fucking rich. That don't count.
But she's still a fucking genius.
Yamcha went from literally rags to riches and then back again. Because you got to think about it. After having his leg broke by Tien during Dragon Ball, when Tien was still a bit of a jerk.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
Also, you know what? Somebody who had it all, lost his family, lost everything.
Became a fucking bandit, stealing everything.
Not going to Yamcha. This is somebody else. Lost his family, lost his planet, worked for somebody, not even doing anything, to being a broke ass, no home, no family, no job motherfucker Vegeta, to coming up with the richest fucking person in the world, Bulma, as his wife and baby mama?
Now, that's technically his wife.
It's his wife, but still, it's his baby mama too, because that was his baby mama beforehand, before Super. She didn't really become his wife until Super, well, in the Dragon Ball Z. Kid Buu.
During coming into the Kid Buu arc right there, because Vegeta basically stayed there. After everything that happened in the Cell Saga and the Android Saga. Because remember, Vegeta was already staying there at Bulma's house.
Right. We can't forget Krillin.
No, the one that nobody talks about the most, Chaozu. Because you gotta think, Chaozu technically...
Where the fuck is Chaozu half the time? You barely see his bitch ass.
Because Tien always tells him to stand out the fights.
Right.
Tien always tells Chaozu, stand down. I'll fight.
Let's be honest. First time we really see Chaozu fight in Dragon Ball Z. He blows his goddamn self up and doesn't even fucking kill nobody.
No. And then we see Chaozu fight again when he's fighting Goro.
Yeah, whatever.
On King Kai's planet.
Well, that's because...
And they have the same abilities. The only thing is Chaozu is a fucking scaredy cat at times.
Chaozu and him were almost the same fucking height, too.
Only difference is Goro was twice as big.
Right?
Twice his size.
Fucking... But it's just, if you want to fucking...
I have felt
we're not reading the chat today.
Harris.
Alright, so this is going to be a YouTube video, so shout out to Harris, go fuck yourself. Okay, thanks.
Y'all are a bunch of nerds, I love it.
Shout out to everybody in the chat today. Anybody who doesn't watch the full video or see the full live, of course it's going to be on YouTube. We're about to wrap it up anyway. Last parting words is, if you don't read manga, you haven't watched anime, and you come in here kind of confused, just give it a shot. Anything works. Go to Netflix, watch Full Metal Alchemist. It's a great intro anime. It's really fucked up. You have to pay attention, but it's a great intro anime. And if you get through it fully, you're going to want to watch more. I promise you that much.
There's tons of it that you can watch right there. There's tons of anime out there. It just depends on where you go.
Right.
Like with us, we started with Cartoon Network. Well, me personally, I started with Cartoon Network.
I did too. I started Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Yu Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop on Toonami, all of that good shit.
But let's face it now right here. With Yu-Gi-Oh!, that never really kind of left us, because if you're a true Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, somewhere down this road right here, or somewhere in your house, you have at least with like 2 or 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards left over from the hundreds, if not thousands, that you already had.
Burn. Over there somewhere, don't worry about looking for it. I still have my original Pokemon cards. I know what you mean.
You mean like this one right here?
Yeah, random Pokemon card here, guys. That's how it works.
And the ones up there, because I see those too.
I bought those recently. Anyway.
Oh, you a fucking bitch. I haven't touched any of those in years. Yu-Gi-Oh! I probably still would touch if given the chance. But Pokemon, no, because I never understood the concept for the card game.
Honestly, I just like the rarity of them now. They're worth a lot of money if you get good pulls. Since we have a little bit of extra time, we can go into what we will end up talking about. We're going to talk more about sports here soon. Basketball, baseball. Probably next weekend we'll talk right before the Super Bowl about the Super Bowl with our predictions of who will win.
Look, I already got a bet on it right now because it's like I have one guy that's saying it's going to be I got it to be Green Bay and Kansas City. He's got it for being Tampa Bay and Buffalo. So we got a little bet on that right there.
That honestly, this year's great. We're going to be hitting, of course, things going on in the world. Not really as much politics. Ignore him. Ignore Harris. We're not talking to Harris today.
Sport. No, Harris got to go.
Harris, you're in a corner now. The chat is now in a corner because of Harris. Anyway, guys, we're going to hit games, of course, because we are gamers. We're going to hit new concepts. We're going to hit a little bit more in the esports community. Not a lot of people talk about it that much. We're going to hit main sports, the fights.
But you got to think right here. I watch more different types of sports than you do. Prime example, you didn't even know we had a fucking hockey team, and we're in Carolina.
I didn't know the Carolinas had a hockey team because it's in fucking North Carolina. Leave me be.
That's your damn fault right there. I watch hockey. I never played hockey, but I can watch hockey.
I want to get more into hockey. This is right. We'll probably get a couple special guests that I know, excuse me, for some of these lives and for some of the sports events, because I got a few.
He says I'm offended.
That's fine. Anyway,
that's a shame right there.
Yeah,
you got to know your state, man.
This is right. But here we go. Come tomorrow, I'll have an edited version of this. I'm gonna throw a little bit of pizzazz in our edits. Show what we're talking about. Show the names a little bit better spelled out. Everything like that in the YouTube video. Throw a couple mangas in right here. You know, just throw them right here. Throw some manga pictures here. Anyway.
You sure it'll be able to fit in your little sausage hands?
Fuck you. Anyway.
I'm just saying.
I can change the size of things. Do not start with me.
Dude.
Computers are magical.
Dude, my hand, your face.
Well, then fucking put your hand out and I will put a manga in your hand too.
My hand's right here, brother.
I'm going to put fucking Dragon Ball or ReZero there. Anyway. Listen, the chat got put away because of Harris. Just blame Harris. Anyway.
Now look, I still want to read some of this shit right here.
We'll read it after the fact.
No, put it up because I want to see some of this shit.
Hang on, let's finish the actual video so I can cut this out.
Nah, we can cut this out right here. I still want to read while I'm talking to you.
Alright, so thanks everybody for watching the actual video. We're going to talk with chat now. But be on the lookout come tomorrow and from now on Saturdays between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. We will be doing the Bearded Brothers Talk Show. So I hope you guys enjoyed the main thing. And stick around if you want to hear us talk shit about chat.